Welcome viewers to the Fantasy Viz coverage of the second ODI between South Africa and Australia. Now, this match will take place on 4th of March at 4:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Now, South Africa come into the second ODI with a comprehensive and a morale-boosting 74-run win, and they would like to continue the same in the second ODI as well. Australia, on the other hand, had pockets of game where had they snatched the initiative, then things would have been different. But having already won the T20 series, Australia would be keen to take the series to the finale by winning the second match. Now, before we move on to our Dream 11 team selection, initially we will have a look at the recent performances of both the teams. We'll quickly run you through the head-to-head record, followed by a small chat about the ground stats and pitch conditions, and also the weather update. We'll also discuss the team news and probable 11 for the second ODI. And then we will discuss the most important bit, which is highlighting those key players for this match who should be part of your Dream 11 team. So guys, do stick around to catch your Dream 11 team combination, which can help you win lots of cash prizes. As we discussed about the first ODI, well, the first ODI was largely down to the maiden century scored by Henrik Larsson. He scored 123 and was given able contributions by debutant Kyle Warren, who scored 48 and Miller 64, propelling them to a score of 7 for 291. Australia, on the other hand, had only Steve Smith, who scored 76, and Manas Labosanche 41, who put on a valiant 86-run stand. But it was the lower order batsmen who failed to capitalize on this, and Australia eventually bowling out for a 270. Now let's quickly have a look at the ODI head-to-head record in the last 5 meetings. As you can see, both teams have a similar record, having won 50 matches and 51 matches each. But if you look at the last 5 matches, then South Africa have very much the upper hand, after having winning 4 of the last 5 matches. That included the last ODI as well as the ICC World Cup 2019 group stage match. So clearly South Africa are in a pole position going into this match. Now, bit about the venue, pitch and weather conditions. Now the second ODI will take place at Manungan Oval in Bloemfontein. South Africa have lost only 4 of the last 17 ODIs that have been played here. But Aussies have beaten South Africa twice in their 3 ODIs at Bloemfontein. But latest of those matches was way back in 2002. If you look at the last 30 ODI matches, well then 13 have been won by team batting first and 15 won by team bowling first. Average first innings score is at 238 and second innings at 193. Now the last ODI that was played between South Africa and Zimbabwe, where South Africa won by 120 runs. Whereas the highest score on this ground was scored by England against South Africa, which was a massive 399 for 9. Now the pitch at Manungan Oval has traditionally provided a fair balance between bat and ball. It's a flat surface but a touch slow. Now both pacers and spinners averaging 34.56 and 34.32 respectively have had equal say at the proceedings. The difference here is the outfield though. It is one of the biggest of any ground in the country, so running between the wickets will be important than usual. But it's a pitch, like we said, where you will win the toss and bat first, considering that it goes slower in the second innings. As for the weather update, well, good news, no rain is expected for this match. The weather will be mostly sunny with temperatures hovering around 29 degrees. Now let's quickly have a look at the team news and injury updates and probable changes. Now after a comprehensive win in the first ODI, South Africa won't be expected to make any changes to their winning side. Australia, on the other hand, probably missed the orthodox spin of Ashton Agar, and he was in good form in the T20 series against South Africa. So he definitely looks to come in for someone like Marsh, Deshi Shot, or even Hazelwood. All three did not have a good outing, but Hazelwood might continue considering he's just come into the ODI format. So this is the probable 11 that we have mentioned for the second ODI. As you can see, we have Ashton Agar in place of Mitchell Marsh or Josh Hazelwood. Now first, let me start by listing out the key players who should definitely be picked in your Dream 11 team. Now on the wicket keeping front, we have our obvious choice, which is Quinton de Kock. His sublime form in recent series is a must-have. We have also included Kyle Warren after his key performance in the first ODI, where he gave able support to Henrik Larsson in the critical middle phase of the innings. On the batting front, obviously, Henrik Larsson was the obvious choice. His maiden 100 had a mixture of mature innings and some big hitting as well. His man of the match performance has made him a key player. David Miller continued where Kyle Warren left, His 150 run stand with class and turned the match in South Africa's favour. Now, as we move to the Australian side, as we had rightly predicted before the first ODI, Steve Smith came up the trumps and scored a well-oiled innings of 76. He's Australia's best batsman and is a must-have. Marnus Labuschagne continued his prime form, and he, along with Smith, steadied the ship for Australia when Australia order failed. He's a key middle order batsman for Australia. He scored a steady innings of 41. Now on the bowling front, Lungi Ngidi was pick of the bowlers, picking up wickets of Australian openers. His figures of 3 for 13 8 overs was also the most economical in the match. The British Samsi ensured Australian rover order did not get the better of him and backed 2 key wickets of Alex Carey and Dacey Short. Now Pat Cummins was pick of the bowlers for Australia, picking up 3 wickets. He twice broke SA's best partnership by taking wickets of Kyle and Miller. Now we have also listed out some key differential players. Now these players might not be part of majority of the fantasy teams, but if they click, they would definitely give your team an edge to win most of the leagues. As you can see, we have listed out Temba Bavuma, Fevelenko, Stark and Warner. We have also listed out the points that have been gained by the players in the first ODI. So that can also be a considering factor when finalizing your team. Now let's jump to the all important Dream 11 team selection. I will now show you a couple of team combinations for Dream 11 that a fantasy based team thinks can really win you some good points. Now, considering the pitch and the way it has played in the recent matches, the team which wins the toss will bat first. Considering this, we have gone with two combinations. Now I would select team 1 if South Africa bat first. Now here you can see we have selected 6 South Africa players and 5 Australian players. Here we have tried to maximize our points by including all key batsmen. On bowling front, we have gone with 4 bowlers along with Agar, who looks likely to be included. But if he is not selected, then we'll go with Maharaj considering the pitch conditions. Here we have made Klaasen as the captain and Quinton de Kock as a vice captain, considering that we feel that South Africa is going to win this match. Now I would select team 2 Australia bat first. Now considering that they will win this match, we have gone with 6 Australian players and 5 South African players. Here we have included Warner along with Marsh, considering they can have a major impact if Australia bat first and score big runs. Here again we have also gone with Maharaj in place of Kyle to maximize points through bowling. Here we have gone with Smith as captain and Labuschagne as vice captain, as both of them are in good form for Australia. Now basis your thinking, you can select any of these two teams and join your private leagues. So that's it from the Fantasy Biz team for now. All the best guys for this match and hope you win big after following our tips. Please do like our video and do comment if you want to share some feedback related to our video. We would really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates on other upcoming matches as well. Thank you and happy fantasy.